All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory due unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. That's all praises to the world calls God in Jesus Christ in the Hebrew. The true name for who the world ignorantly calls God is Yahweh, and the true name for who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ is Yahweh Shai. You know, those are the only names by which salvation is going to come. Jesus, Christ, God, Lord is not going to cut it. It says the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and he that runneth into it is safe. That's what you'll be saved by. I also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, preaching his word in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Tazabah in the Great Millstone, Arizona camp, and wanted to talk about this because it just got on my mind as I was listening to the brothers from the London camp, and you know, an hour in temptation, because we are approaching that time, man. In the hour of temptation, which is going to be when that RFID microchip is presented, and it's whether or not you take it or you die. That is whether or not you choose at that day and that hour, at that very second, whether or not you want to be a slave for the rest of your life, man. Because what did the scripture say, man? It tells you to live is to live for the Lord, and to die is to the Lord. So our whole mindset is serve the Lord, serve the Lord, serve the Lord, you know? But it's easy to say that now, man. But when that hour of temptation comes, that's when you pick whether or not, you know, you're going to be a bondman until you die, or whether or not you're going to be a free man under Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Because in the law, if you were to have a servant, you were to bore his ear if he didn't want to leave from under you after his time of serving. Mind you, when you had a servant, he lived under you for 7 years, and he was an Israelite man, he would go free with substance enough that he'd be able to function by himself. And then from then on, that man would depend on the Lord to keep him in a good estate. And this RFID microchip, as the scriptures say, when you go into that word charagma, karaxin, and grapho, this is another system of branding. That's what that boring of the ear was. When you bore the ear on the post of the door, that's what that was. It was whether or not you would pledge your allegiance to be a man servant for the rest of your life. And in that hour, in that hour of temptation, we'll all be faced with that choice. Do I want to be a slave until I die? Because right now the scriptures tell you, Yahweh Shai asks, what is it, Peter, I believe? He said, of whom do the children of Israel pay tribute? Of their own? Of whom do servants pay tribute? Of their own? Of strangers' children? He said. Then Peter, I believe, responded, of strangers. And Yahweh Shai said, then are the children free? Because you paying taxes all your damn life, interest on things like that. That's a form of bondage, man, a form of slavery. There's no end for that in this kingdom. None. There's no end for that in this kingdom, man. So you're a slave right now, man. And in that hour, in that time, you will be faced with a choice whether or not you want to be a slave or you want to be a free man in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. And in that hour, I pray the Lord, whether or not I got to die or not, that I do it well, and I choose in that day to be a free man of the Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. And that should be the mindset of every man, woman, and child that says they're an Israelite and they're in this thing, man. Let alone that you have to endure the wickedness of this kingdom and you can't do anything. subject to payments, things such as compound interest. You know, you buy a car and you could be paying it down for 2-3 years, and because you put so many miles on the car, the actual value of the car is lower, to where if somebody gives you a fender bender, if that fender bender ends up messing that car up to the point where, like, oh, it's going to cost more to pay for the car than it's going to cost more to fix the car than the car is worth, the insurance company is well within its rights to take that damn car and give you the money. And now you got a salvage title, and you have to buy your own shit back from the goddamn car, back from the damn insurance company. Excuse my language. You know, that's why the scriptures say, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. For it will destroy you even with a sword destruction, man. This isn't living here, man. None of it. So on that day when the Lord comes and we're faced with that choice of life and death, man, you choose death, whether or not it's gonna be pretty or not. You choose death, man. And when they present that mark of the beast, that RFID microchip, and say, take this, you'll be fine, you say, you know what? Screw that, man. Screw it. I'm not taking it. Because you better choose damn well who you gonna side with, man. And it better be the Lord in that day, man. Because whether or not you want to be a free man, you want to be a slave from your birth until your tomb, or if you want to have the right to choose to die in a mindset that you want to be, that's freedom, man. And in that day, man, we have to choose that choice, man. You know, this is just some thoughts I was having. So, you know, Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to say, call Allah Yah Bashimi Al-Shai, Bashim Rakakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, man. Don't take that chip, man. Choose to be a free man.